Hello, my dear students. Today we are going to explain the vocabulary of Part 2, Unit 5, the tenant's rope, pages 70 and 71 and 72. Okay, I want you to highlight the target vocabulary in your book. We have the word trace, trace, stroking, stroking, frustration, frustration, celestial, celestial, and welted, welted. Again, trace, trace, stroking, stroking, frustration, frustration, celestial, celestial, and welted, welted. Okay, now look at the picture and guess the word. Can you guess? Yes, this is the word trace. Again, trace. The ship had vanished without trace. So trace is a mark or sign left by something that has passed. Again, trace, mark or sign, mark or sign, and the G is silent in sign, mark or sign. And this word is frustration. Again, frustration. Anger is often caused by frustration. So the frustration is a feeling of disappointment or anger caused by unmet goals or expectations. So frustrations is the feeling of disappointment, disappointment. That's why the synonym of frustration is resentment, resentment, and or failure, resentment or failure, and the antonym is pleasure or support. Again, frustration is the feeling of disappointment or anger, disappointment or anger. The synonym is resentment, resentment, or failure, resentment, failure. And the antonym is pleasure or support, pleasure or support. And again, the synonym is the same meaning of the word, and the antonym is the opposite. And now watch this video. So what is she doing to the bird? So after watching the video, look at the pictures again. So this word is stroking. Again, stroking. For example, Jiko was stroking the rope's feather. So stroking, to rub gently in one direction. So stroking is rub. Rub gently in one direction. And the antonym of stroking is agitate. Again, agitate. Okay, and this word, what is this? This is celestial. Again, celestial, celestial. For example, dragons are celestial creature. The definition, the celestial is relating to space, sky, or heaven. Again, celestial, celestial. So celestial is anything that is relating to space, sky, or heaven. That's why the synonym of celestial is divine or eternal, divine, divine, eternal, and the antonym is earthy. The antonym is earthy. Again, celestial, celestial. So celestial is anything that is related to space, sky, or heaven. The synonym is divine or eternal, divine or eternal, and the antonym is earthy. So look at this picture. So it's a flower. The flower here, is it fresh? No, it's wilted. So wilted, for example, the flowers wilted in the hot sun. So wilted means drooped or shriveled, especially for the plant, drooped or shriveled. And the antonym of wilted is bloom, bloom. Now, let's move to the unit. Okay. We have said that this lesson is called the Tannen's robe. Who are the Tannen? Tannen are beautiful winged maidens who live in the Buddhist paradise, where they dance and play musical instruments. This story was inspired by a Japanese play called The Feathered Mantle. Now let's move to part 2 of the Tannen's robe. In part 1 we have said that Jacko's mother was sick, and the problem was that they had no herbs to heal his mother. Okay, and he started to help his mother and go and search for the herbs. Okay. He had hoped for at least a sprig or a leaf, but he saw only grey rock and white snow, no trace of green except for one pine tree. Through tears of frustration, a flash of color in the tree caught Jiko's eye. What is that? A fallen bird? He wondered. The bird glowed and shimmered in the sunlight. Shimmered, remember? Sparkled. Okay. Jiko gently lifted the bird from the tree and held it, but it was not a bird after all. It was a many-colored feathered robe. How beautiful, he whispered. How did it get here, way up on the mountain top? Okay, in page 70, we have trace and the frustration as target words. Okay, and we have said trace means mark or sign, and the frustration is the feeling of disappointment or anger, the resentment. Okay, so Jiko here saw a robe. Okay, it was not a bird, it was a robe, a colored robe. You there, a girl's voice called. Give me back my robe. From behind the rocks stepped a small girl wearing a crown of flowers. Your robe? How do I know it's your robe? Jiko asked. It's my dancing robe. Well, I need this robe more than you do. I will sell it. Then I will have enough money to buy herbs for my sick mother. No, you can't do that. Don't take it away. It will only turn to dust. So the robe belongs to that girl, the Tannen. Okay, so and now she wants her robe, but Jiko doesn't want to give her the robe because he will sell it and buy the herbs for his sick mother. But is that right to do this? Of course it's not right. I don't believe you, Jiko said, stroking the robe's feathers. I must have my robe, cried the girl, stamping her foot. If you want it, you will have to pay for it, said Jiko. So the target word here is stroking. So Jiko again doesn't want to give the girl her robe because he wants that robe to sell it and buy the herbs for his sick mother. Okay. I have no money, the girl answered, her voice growing weak. Jiko saw that the flowers on her head were fading. Her body was fading too. I can't dance without my robe, she whispered. I am a Tannen, a celestial dancer. I entertain the heavens. I dance for the moon, the storm, and the sun. How can I return to the heavens without my robe? So the target word here is celestial. Again, celestial, celestial. So the robe is important for that girl. Why? Because it is a celestial dancer. It entertains the heavens and dance for the moon, the storm, and the sun. And she must have her robe. The Tannen was barely visible now. The flowers on her head were wilted and brown. The robe is my life, she continued, her voice very small. Without it, I am a fish without water, a root without earth, a flower without sun. Without my robe, I will die. Jiko didn't know what to do. What would his mother do, even though mother is so sick? I know she would not want me to keep a tenant's rope, he thought. So the target word here is wilted. So wilted, as we said, drooped or shriveled. So Jacob started to think again. So what do you think what will he do? Will he sell the robe? Will he take the robe, or will he give it to the tenant again? We will know this in part 3. Thank you for listening.